Hello there folks, and welcome back to a little game called Space Engineers. So, last time we left off, we said that we were going to, where are we? We were going to go to the military salvage jump zone with this ship. We're going to clamp onto it with our little landing gear right there to make sure it doesn't float away while we grind it away. And then a little thing that I found out, that I'm pretty sure some of you have found out as well, is when you clamp onto a ship with a jump drive with another ship, the ship that is clamped on via landing gear also gets transported with the ship with the jump drive. So we're going to, when we're finished grinding away the military salvage, not only are we going to delete the GPS coordinates because we don't really need them anymore, we're going to clamp onto our grinding vessel, which has the jump drive, with this ship and probably make it back to Space Base Alpha. Alright, so we need to get... I completely forgot to color the rest of my ship. That looks awkward. Alright, we're going to be going to the military salvage jump zone. This is going to take a little bit of time, so... jump cut. Alright, here we are. We can successfully clamp on to the ship, which means we can leave this ship. We can go gather the rest of the supplies that we have just sitting in the ship that's going to be salvaged. And then we can start the grinding process. Alright, also, because reasons, we are going to make sure that this ship is all the same color. And we're just going to get rid of the highlights because it doesn't really even look that good. Yeah, that's better. Oh, yes, make it all black. Okay, and I think that's just about it. Well, we can leave the grill yellow. Yeah, sure. Let's leave that color. But everything else is going to be black on that. Alright. Make sure there's nothing else in here. Turn on our light. As always, we're upside down. Oh, God. That's right. Turn the gravity off on this thing. Or rather, there's a gravity generator on that ship that's pulling me in that direction. Alright, make sure there's nothing in here. And there's plenty of stuff in here, so we're going to grab all of the things. In fact, there's a lot of good stuff. We're not going to take the old scrap metal, but what we are going to do is we're going to take the uranium out of the reactor, because uranium is always a very valuable resource. Also, ammunition good. Welders are pretty much useless at this point in time, because we have an infinite supply. If we keep on dying, we just respawn with more, so not an issue there. Also, looks like how did I damage this? I see shenanigans happening. Oh well. I know that happens. Whenever you load in a ship, sometimes the blocks get randomly damaged. Because I know I didn't run into anything. Whatever. Oh well. Things happen. So, we still have a full bottle of oxygen, which is very good, because we are going to certainly use that, I'm sure. And that's right. There's still some stuff in here, and then we need to grab the uranium from the large reactor in the back of the ship. Let's see here. Metal grids. We're going to take the explosives. We might keep the metal grids behind if we don't have enough space for the next trip. Yeah, our oxygen's getting low, so pretty soon I'm sure we'll refill from our bottle when it gets low enough. And because the gravity on this ship is all wonky, because we have several gravity generators working in this vicinity, it's going to be hard to get through the doorways and passageways and stuff like that. Make sure we get all the important stuff like that. Large steel tubes are important. Girders are alright. It looks like we're going to be able to take everything. There's also some other stuff in these small cargo containers, like detector components, which we do want because detector components are now very useful for jump drives. So I guess we're probably going to have to go search the entire ship for all this stuff, which is going to be like a scavenger hunt of sorts, because I have no idea which cargo containers they're hidden on. However, this thing is completely empty, and it's in small cargo containers if I'm not mistaken. Oh, looks like there were computers in there. Are these, yep, small cargo containers? So, what about the large cargo containers? Are there anything in those? Okay, so the large cargo containers we can ostensibly ignore for the time being because there's nothing in them that we need. However, nope, that's a large cargo container. I think these small ones are up top, if I'm not mistaken. And we need to go up top anyways, because there is a little thing called... Well, apparently not that deck. There's something called a nuclear reactor that we need to suck all the energy from. No? Okay. Yeah, that's right. This is the top deck. I get lost in this ship. Alright. Okie dokie then. Well, we're going to see how much uranium is left in here. None. Well, how is this thing powered? Well, that's strange. Maybe it just ran out of power. Entirely possible. Maybe this ship didn't have power to begin with. Which is another plausible possibility, because now that I think about that, I don't remember seeing any lights on for a very long time. Alright, now where, oh where are the cargo containers? Oh, I bet you they are hiding. They're probably... Yeah, I know where they are. In fact, we're probably not going to get them if they're where I think they are, which is behind turrets and stuff like that, or behind the connectors in the front of the ship, because those are really hard to get to. And I'm not even sure I can. Like, there should be some right around here-ish. And there's a small cargo container. Anything in here? Nope, not in that one. Well, because it's going to take forever to try to find that stuff, I'm just not going to try to find it at all. So, we're going to start the grinding process. And we're going to make sure that everything is positioned properly so we can grind this all. We might want to rotate our ship a little bit, probably maybe 10 or 15 degrees to the right, so that this wall is perpendicular, or not perpendicular, but parallel to this wall right there. So that is going to be parallel to that when we grind upwards, and we should be big enough to just swallow this whole ship. Also, I have to make sure that although this is parallel, it's a couple blocks in, because it gets a little bit fatter near the top. Also, there might be something inside of here. I know this is where all the gyroscopes are kept. Okay. Nothing in there. Alright, so that's going to be fantastic. We're going to get a lot of good supplies from this. I would actually like to make a jump-capable frigate of sorts someday, and then test that out with our torture test chamber. Speaking of which, thank you for those of you who sent in ships for the torture test. We're going to be testing those shortly, and going to have an episode on that. We're going to have an episode on that soon. So, let us leave that jetpack off. And we can probably start with the grinding. Also, we're going to keep our light on, because with DirectX 11, the lighting gets all weird. Like really, really, really dark right here. And then if we sit here for a little bit, it probably will brighten up a bit. Maybe. Sometimes. No. Okay. But sometimes it does. Anywho, let's get up here. Fly on up. Let's position ourselves correctly. So what we want to do is rotate this way. Like that. Maybe move a little bit this way. Whoop, wrong way. I think that's about as good as we're going to get. Alright, well, I think you guys know what's coming. Cue the music. See you guys in a bit. Alright, well, we are just about done. I just need to turn off my grinders first, so turn those off. Unfortunately, the last bits of those panels over there are going to be floating off into space because there's nothing to hold it on. However, most of this stuff is held on. So where are we going? Yeah, let's respawn there. Alright, luckily we didn't really have anything on us, I don't think. Just make sure. Yeah? No? Nothing? Okay. Alright then. Well, let's take... Oh yeah, that's right. We had our oxygen tank. Well, we'll grab the oxygen tank in a little bit. But what we do need to do is... we're going to try to grind away some of the things that we couldn't with this ship. We could have continued to go up, but we would have started to grind our own ship right here. So... let's see here. What is left that still needs to be ground? Just a couple of things. Not bad at all. I mean, that worked almost flawlessly. Worked much, much better than we previously have done in the past. So really all it did take was a wee bit of practice, and this thing works just about miracles. Alright. And we just have a couple of more blocks to grind away, and we should be done. I'm just curious, how much more of this blast door is there to be done? Actually, quite a bit. So we'll leave the blast door for last. In fact, I might just do that off screen because it would probably take a while. And there's a lot of steel in there. In fact, what I can probably do is I can move away my ship right now, and then I can just continue grinding upwards. I think we're probably going to do that instead. As long as I don't bump into those pieces that are just floating there in space, we should be fine, and I shouldn't have to go chase after them. So, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to open this up for suggestions from you guys as to what to build next. I know I did mention a jump-capable frigate that we would be testing in our torture test, but if you guys have anything else that would be cool to build, just feel free to leave it in the comment section below. As always, I do read them. So let's hop in there, fly upwards, and away. And we're going to be clamping onto the ship in a wee bit once everything is all ground up. Alright, we have stopped moving so we can leave, and we can finish grinding what is left of that ship. And you know what? If the rest of that ship just floats off into space, I'm not going to be too sad about it, because we ground up an insane amount of material, and I cannot wait to take a look and see what actually was all ground up. So we just have a little bit of stuff right there that needs to be ground up, some blocks there and some blocks there, so that shouldn't take long at all. I don't think we damaged anything either. Everything is in good shape. How are our landing gear? Did we grind up any of those? Doesn't appear to be so. Yeah, looks like we didn't even grind up our landing gear, which I was kind of expecting to do. Alright. Let's hop in here. Hopefully our body's still there so we can pick up our oxygen canister from that. However, if we can't, I know we did bring extra oxygen canisters with us. And they are in one of those containers in there. And body's still there. Yeah, there we go. Also, we had some computers on us. Whoop-de-doo. Alright. Flying up here. Let's go in here. We need to turn on said grinders, and away we go. Gotta make sure that we don't bump them, because they will go flying if we bump them. And having so many grinders is really nice. It really didn't take, well, I think it took 20 minutes to grind that. About 20 minutes to grind that in real time. For you, it took a lot less. So this ship works really good. Much better than the Ripsaw. I mean, the Ripsaw was a fantastic grinding ship, but the Ripsaw pales in comparison to this. This just has so much more versatility and usability than the Ripsaw did. I mean, I literally just had to move my ship upwards and grind at the same time, whereas the Ripsaw I would have had to... Well, you know what it was like. We ground up one of these ships with the Ripsaw back in the day, so... You know how long that took. Several episodes. Alright. Just about done. And after that, we can go take a look and see the insane amount of materials that I'm sure we have procured from doing this. And I cannot wait until Space Engineers adds planets into the game, which is something I think they've been talking about for a long time. And a couple of updates back, they actually added a couple of new voxels into the game, and that's the, you know, materials and stuff. And one of them was Earth, like dirt. So I'm guessing we're fairly close to seeing planets and little planetoids being added into the game with atmospheres and gravity and such like that. Now that would be pretty cool. And I would be very, very, very happy to see such a thing added. However, I'm not actually sure if this world would be able to be transported over. Almost got it, almost got it, almost got it, almost got it. And just a couple more, and done. Oh, just about done. Come here, come here. There we go. Alright, we ground everything up. And I'm getting awfully close to my attack ship over there. Alright, grinders off. Let's take a look at our inventory. Hide the empty ones. So, we got 136,000 steel plates. Well, not quite that much, because we did have a little bit from the ship that we ground up previously. We have a metric butt ton of construction components, and a metric butt ton is a precise unit of measure. We also got some detector components from that. And, yeah, we got a lot of very good things. I'm also guessing we have a bunch of scrap metal somewhere. Do we have an arc furnace, or did that already break it down into iron ingots? Yeah, it broke all the scrap metal down into 32,000 iron ingots. So, that was really, really fancy and really, really awesome. So, now we need to figure out what to do next. Like I had said before, I kind of like the idea of a jump-capable frigate. But you guys tell me your ideas, and we will ponder them next episode. So thank you folks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.